it doesn't speak about my life, but it speaks about my feeling. It's not me on the screen, it's not my mother on the screen, but it's a part of my not story, but what I felt when I was young. I was very, very angry against my family, my mother. And for example, before the first screening, I called my mother and I told her, you are going to see the film. It's not our story, it's not you on the screen, but it's a part of you. But you are not the same now, and it's not me on the screen, but it's a part of me. But I think, I told her, this film is the way we didn't took. My dream in my life was stronger than my angriest. So it is the life I didn't have. This film.
And how did she react, your mother?
She's a very simple woman, and but in the same time very clever, and generous. And she told me, "I understand, Stéphane. Sometimes I read articles about directors, and I can see that you use part of your life, and so it's okay." And she was very touched by the film, and but it was important to talk about that with her before. But it's important. I'm not afraid of making the films I want to make. We must, directors or writers, we must not be afraid of what we speak. Even, for example, if we speak about our parents, even if they are still alive, if we have something to say, we must say that. And I say exactly what I want to say, and then I don't mind the reaction of the others. 7 years ago, I saw a documentary at the TV. It calls The Choice of Jean. I translate the French title. And in this documentary, we see the last month of the life of a guy from Switzerland who decided to die with a suicide, assisted suicide. And it's very, very common in Switzerland, but in France, not at all. And this film touched me very, very much. And it stayed in part of my mind during many years, on somewhere on a videotape. And 3 years ago, when I started to write, I remembered that story, the film, and it was the beginning of the questions. And we knew we didn't want to do the documentary, transform the documentary in a fiction, but I knew that I wanted to speak about death and life, and I knew very quickly I will use this situation, dying with assisted suicide. And I called the directors of the documentary, and I asked them if it was possible for me to bring some, to copy the protocol. And they told me, we didn't invent anything, we just filmed the life, so it's okay. Because I didn't see in reality somebody who takes the poison, so it was a case for me. But in the documentary is very, very strong, but we just see a guy who will die. But because it is real life, it's very, very strong. But if you do that in a fiction, it's not very, very strong. But because it's not the life. In the documentary, the guy died in front of us on the screen. So in my fiction, at the end, we know very quickly she will die, but we want to know, the spectators, we want to know, will the mother and the son, will they say the important words before the end? It is the not the goal, but not the subject, but say it's the question. It is a question at the end, and we want so much hearing these important words, but we don't know until the end if it will happen or not. It's very, very important when you write a story. We must not judge our character at any time. Like an actor, when he plays a character, he must not judge. So all the time we have reasons, even in life. So more when we write a story, all the characters have the good reasons for doing something. And the question was not in the story, is she right to do that, dying in Switzerland? It's not the problem. She decided that, and she says in the film, it will be the only decision I take in my life. It's very incredible. The only decision she will take in her life is about her death. It's very strong. We imagine, when she said that, we imagine what was her life. And I don't judge my character, and they don't judge themselves, but they can't support themselves, not because of what happened now, but because of what happened long time ago. And I didn't want to explain why it happened and why it's still why the fight is still
present.
Yeah. Why? Because it's very important for me when I create a story. It's making holes in the story, because I want the spectators put their own story in holes. And for me, the most difficult, it's not building a story. It's building a story with holes. At sometimes, not all the time, because we have to understand the story, but making holes for the spectators. And there are so many ways to arrive at that fight with parents. So it can't be one thing. And I can't imagine a scene with the guy who would say to his mother, "Oh, when I was young, you did that." We don't say that. We don't say that. We fight, but there is no explanation. Explanation.
And the holes create space for the truth.
Yeah.
But do you, when you write the story, do you fill the holes for yourself? Do you know what's happening? Or
I
is it
know.
also, are you also
I know
spectator?
everything. I know if the character are the brother, or the sister, if he's the first, or the second, or the third. I know everything. But when it's important, I inject in the story an information. But all my characters in all my film, they have no conscience of themselves. They act like maybe some people. We go to the psy and we have many questions, but most of the times we act, and it speaks about us. And my characters act, and the difficulty is to find the right things they have to do, and we have to understand them and the story only with the relationship and what they do.